Hi, my name is Adrianna, and today I am making crock pot macaroni and cheese. I have already started a pot of boiling water and already put in the salt. I have gotten all the ingredients in the crock pot. The ingredients are 1 16-ounce package of macaroni, 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, 1 13-ounce can of evaporated milk, 1 teaspoon of salt, 4 cups of shredded sharp cheddar cheese, and a half cup of melted butter. Now I need to measure the macaroni, which right here is 16 ounces. Now, it may depend on your family size of how much macaroni you are going to use. For this recipe, I'm going to use a little bit more than the recipe. And while I'm doing this, the best thing that is about this is that it gets really cheesy after it's all mixed together. Now I am adding in all of the macaroni that I just poured into the cup. Now it is going to cook, and then the noodles will be soft enough to put into the crock pot, and while it is cooking, I am going to and the timer, I usually set it for about 7 to 8 minutes. And I turned up the temperature a little bit. I turned it up all the way so that it doesn't take that long. And so now I'm just going to pour the cheese into the crock pot. And while I am doing that, this cheese is really thick, so I'm going to take enough of it to just cover the bottom. And if you hear the crunching, it's from my dogs eating the macaroni that fell on the ground. Okay, so that's about good enough. Now you can see that I filled the bottom with cheese. Now, while I mix the macaroni noodles with the cheese, it's gonna get this, it's gonna get really cheesy. Okay. Okay. And now I have the strainer in the sink, and I have put the cheese into the crock pot. And now I'm going to measure out some of the ingredients so that they're ready to be put in when I mix it. So now I am going to do 13 ounces of evaporated milk, which is about right here. And now I just need to find my can opener and open this. You have to make sure you shake it before you mix it into anything, because if not, it's going to get this really gross stuff in it. Now I'm just like opening up the can, if it'll work. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I have opened one can of it, and this is only 12 ounces. So that's all I could find at the store. So that I'll have to measure it, which isn't that bad. And right now I'm stirring the macaroni. I'm sorry about the camera. And oh, it's bubbling. Okay. And if it starts to like almost bubble over your pot, then turn it down, because if not, then it'll bubble over. It'll like bubble over, and then you'll have a big mess. Now, you could have added vegetable oil to the water and salt to the water, but so that the noodles wouldn't stick, but I didn't do that. And to add vegetable oil to the water is not necessary if you are constantly stirring it. Now I have added the 12 ounces of evaporated milk, and it looks to be a little bit more than 12 ounces. So what I'm going to do is add in a little bit more. Where's the 13%? Okay, and right now I am about to add the evaporated milk into the other one. And that's almost good, I think. So now that we have that, that's good. Okay, so, and you might want to check back on macaroni. It's getting softer. It has about a minute left. And if it needs to be longer, then make sure you set the timer for longer, like a minute or so. And right now I'm done with the salt, so I can put that here. And then I need to get the measuring cup for the milk, which is 1.5 cups. So I'm going to add 3 half cups because my cup is dirty. Okay, so now I'm going to add one of the cups, half cups. And if you're one of those people that gets everything everywhere, like Mrs. Gilbert spilt stuff on her carpet yesterday, then you might want to hold it over a bowl or something, just so that you can, like, not spill it everywhere. Okay, and this macaroni needs about 1 more minute. So I'm going to time it for 1 more minute, and then we'll check back on it. Okay, so later on, I am going to add this, like, kind of Mexican cheese, but it's like mixed cheese, and like it's gonna be sprinkled over the top of the macaroni and maybe like mixed in with it a little bit. And I am going to right now like just wash the macaroni and just like close everything up so that it doesn't go to waste. And just to say that while you're making stuff, you might want to put it back when you're using it so that it's not taking up too much space in your kitchen. And here is the evaporated milk at 13 ounces. Okay, and the buzzer's going off, so that means that the macaroni is done. Might need another minute. That's odd. Okay. Okay, so right now in a minute, I'm going to drain the macaroni, and then I am going to just mix everything in the pot, in the big pot, and then I am going to mix it all together and then throw it in the crock pot, and then put cheese in it and then do all that. Okay, I'm just checking on the macaroni and stirring it so that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan or to the side. And I usually don't use the vegetable oil because I'm usually always by the macaroni watching it. Oh, there, it's just about done. What I like to do is, even though it's like it doesn't have any cheese on it or anything, I like to see if it's done by putting it on a little dish or something and then like tasting it. Tastes just about done. So I'm just gonna let it sit here for a minute or so, and we're all done with the evaporated milk. We have that all done, and all we need to do is put the butter into the pan when it's ready, and we just need to get the milk and the evaporated milk mixed in, and then we will be done. And then we will see how it looks. And then we can mix them and put them into the crock pot. And right now, I am going to move the computer. I won't be on it for a couple minutes. I'm going to move it to where you can see me at the sink. Okay, so right now I am just bringing the pot over to the sink. And you might want to make sure before you bring it over that your stove is off and so that the macaroni doesn't stick to the bottom when you pour it back in. Now I have the type of counters where you can just set the pan on it and it won't hurt the counter. Just gotta make sure to get it all out. Okay, got most of it out. You can get most of it out, and then just I like to toss it around in there and just like mix it up until most of the water is drained, so that you don't want water into your mixture. I don't think it's good. Just dumping it back in there. And then right now it's in the pot. There, that's it. And I'm just gonna bring it over here. Put this over here. And I'm gonna bring the pot back over. And I'm setting it back over here. And I turned off the stove. Now I'm ready to put in all my ingredients. I like to stir it, like to make sure that all the water's out and stuff, just to